Again.
Oh,
Hello.
this has been an interesting Friday night, yo.
Yes.
So this must be good.
Technology is giving us a hard way to go today.
It's okay.
But it's fine. Why? Because the enemy don't want y'all to hear what we got to
Haha.
say.
Take it to
Hello?
church.
Huh?
Don't
Come on here,
don't make me pull up
somebody.
my organ on you now.
Mhm. He don't want us to go live.
What?
He don't want us to go live. Wow.
A
No, y'all.
baritone. Let's
I
go.
be trying. I be trying to like hit stuff that I heard. But anyways, how y'all doing?
How y'all doing? Welcome back,
Yeah,
everybody.
welcome on a Friday night. I am your girl, Misha Pearl.
And I am Rob P. And we
We
are
are
the
the
Perkins.
Perkins.
All right. Come on in. Come on in.
Come on in the room.
So
Come
we
on in the room. Hey, Connie.
Hey Connie.
Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Number one, tell us what y'all doing on tonight. And I'm glad that y'all came on through. And if you are watching from the outside in the lobby section, come on into the room so that we can see that you are watching. I know y'all be doing it. I'm seeing y'all. Anyways, I'm so glad y'all came to watch with us. We have some interesting things to talk about on tonight.
Yeah, so we started talking about how everything is inflated now.
Yeah, like
4 for
Inflation
4.
Nation.
Yeah, inflation. 4 for 4, and you shouldn't be eating that stuff anyway. But everything's
but
high
they like
now.
4 for 8, like 4 for
$4 for
$7,
$8.
4 for 6.
So you got a large fry, you and your vegan
Yes,
hood, for $4.
for $4. I paid $4 for a large fry, and I was like, "This is nuts. This is like one potato for like $4. Like
$4.
it's crazy." So, and we did also talk about on the initial live. I don't know if y'all heard us, but the fact that we are mostly plant based now. I'm mostly plant
You
based.
know,
My husband kind of eats what he wants to eat whenever he leaves the house. And so
I'm a special guest, When I'm with you,
mm,
we rock together.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. You mean when we're at home?
Yeah, when I'm with you.
No, because when we're at restaurants, you eat what you want to eat.
Well, remember that part you said that you can't see yourself paying $20 for some lettuce.
I don't see myself paying $20 for lettuce, and so we do eat. I do eat, and my children do eat a pescatarian diet. When we go out to like birthday parties or what have you, right? So we'll have a little fish or something.
Okay.
Just to offset the cost. I mean, if I'm gonna pay for it anyway, I'm gonna get fish instead of just arugula.
Yeah, that's about where you are.
However, burgers are not included. And we started with the apple fritter, but you see how you give somebody just an inch and then they start taking them out. Now they're eating burgers and
in moderation.
And ribs. And
Isn't that
fries.
what the Bible said? In moderation.
Mm.
In moderation.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna let you have that.
Come on. In the Old Testament, they were slaughtering lambs and offering up the sacrifice, and then the priest was tearing that meat up. Right? No?
Yeah. So there's a lot of things people were doing that we just don't do now, right?
Okay. All right.
So we're just gonna let that let sleeping dogs lie.
Okay.
And let them continue to eat meat if they want to. Really? I'm not gonna force it on you because it's gonna come. It's gonna come a day when you see me like tink, and I'm like, you, and you can be like, oh, I'm gonna catch you because you know how you be trying to catch my weight and everything. You like, oh, hold on, how much do you weigh? You're not gonna leave me here. It's gonna rub off on you.
Yeah.
So anyway,
one day, let's go.
That's not what we came here to talk about. What we came here to talk about was finances, right?
Right.
So a friend of mine said to me that we should definitely include information about dating and the financial issues that are facing people who are dating. Right. So one of those things she said was that guys may not be able to afford these larger dates like Instagram or social media, tries to tell people that they have to do for first dates
and stuff like that.
Exactly. Okay. So she was saying, people just have to be creative and use your resources, right? Yeah. So like museums are free, and something she said was like a public game place where they play like arcade games and things like that. Just a place to kind of get out and talk to each other and have conversations, but not having to like spend a grip.
Right.
Right. So maybe that's an option if you guys are, thinking about dating. Look up some things on TikTok. I use TikTok to find things to do all the time.
Everywhere.
Check out TikTok.
Whenever she's going to a different city, she looks for that city, things to do
in the area. And sometimes I include on a budget, or, so you can cover more ground with, whatever it is you set out to do.
Yeah. This goes back to really learning and discovering who that person is, those initial conversations, those initial talks. I always bring back the 5 love languages, learning what makes that person feel loved. Let's go through those real quick if you can, if you remember.
Okay, so physical touch.
Words of affirmation. Acts of service.
Yes.
Quality
time. And how many of them is it? It's one more.
It's 5.
It's one more then. Quality time, physical touch, acts of service. Gift giving, did we say that?
Giving gifts, that's it.
Yeah, giving gifts.
That's great. So based on that person and where they are, you should build your date or your dating, your courting around their preference.
But what about if you don't know them and this is like the first date?
So let's go back to us learning, because I feel like I knew you as a friend, but I really didn't know you going into that more serious role. And it was awkward.
Yeah.
For months leading up to our wedding. Like, if you don't know the story, we were friends, childhood friends.
Yes.
And so when I feel like it was a divine interruption when Holy Spirit was like, in that concert, that's your wife. I'm like, wow. And I guess she already knew. I found out later that she knew before me, but learning that story, or going from friends to more than friends, that's a different place for us. And I can honestly say I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, I think for the most part, we have to be honest right up front. Right. So if we are thinking about, or if we are going on a date with someone, maybe we can like throw some ideas into a hat or something, like, okay, write down some options on things that you like to do. Okay, well, what do you like to do? Write down things that you like to do, put them in a hat and let them pick something that y'all can do together. I think that's a good icebreaker to figure out, okay, what can we do, that you would like to do, getting to know their personality.
Right. And the major thing is exposure. Like, some people from different backgrounds may not have been exposed to the kind of courting or the kind of dating or the kind of life that you want to build. So it's important that you kind of spell that out in that dating phase, because you don't want to be like, I expected more, or you don't want to like oversell it and then like really drop down the quality of your courtship.
Right, because you can miss out on a relationship based on a horrible first date. Let's just be honest. After that first date, it's like we thinking, should I do that again? Or like, is it worth it? So you really get one shot, and you should really make the most of it. Not that you should spend the most of your money, but that you should make the most of it and have her thinking like, I want to know a little bit more about him.
So Devaney says, at a certain age, he should be assertive and let me see. Say, this is where I want to take you. What do you feel about that?
But what if he want to take you somewhere you don't want to go? Like, what if, okay, Connie said, yes, this is true. He should be assertive and say, this is where I want to take you. But like, what if it's Aquaba?
Oh, we got a story.
I'm sorry, y'all.
We got a story. I'm so
sorry, y'all. I'm pretty sure they have really great things. Really great. That don't Google it. Anyways,
so let's talk about this. It was an inside joke. Let's talk about it. Okay. Let's talk about it now. You don't open this up. Let's talk about it. So, a few years back, our anniversary, I call myself going out the box, doing something
Go with it. Yeah. Well, on what? Because I want to know exactly.
Unscripted, unrehearsed, unusual.
Out of the box.
Yeah, definitely out of the box.
Trying something new.
Different.
Okay.
So for our anniversary, I booked this stay at a place in DC.
So you wasn't supposed to see all that. I don't want to give nobody no bad reviews. I think they did a really great job.
It was what it was. It just wasn't for you.
For me. Come on here, somebody. Yeah. That's a word. Some people really loved it, right?
Yeah. So the reviews was great. I did the homework. I did the backdrop and everything. I even got some advice from a trusted resource, and I think all cylinders were a go. Right? She was pregnant with Paisley.
Yes, I was.
So this was a different person altogether. So we're celebrating our anniversary. I'm like, yeah, I got this whole day planned out for you. Don't worry about nothing. We got there and she hated all of it. She hated the accommodation. She hated the food. Like, I think the food was the only thing that kind of saved the whole situation. But it all goes back to me knowing who my wife is and what she loves, the kind of accommodations that she loves, and not really venturing too far from what she told me that she loves.
Exactly. So that is his
version of it.
And of what happened. So for me, okay. Let me tell you my side of the story. He's like, yes, I booked this thing, pack your bag. We're going to this place, right? Now I've always wanted him to do that because I'm like, just pick it and let's do it. And let's be great. So I packed my bag, right? We get in the car, we're driving for a while. And I'm like, where are we going? And so we pull into a residential neighborhood. And I'm thinking like, okay, so many things are going through my mind. I'm like, okay, maybe we just stopping over here to pick up something, to drop something off at someone's house on our way to where we're going. Like, I don't know, maybe he's going to pick up the gift or maybe somebody, all of these things are going through my mind. We park and we get out of the car and he goes to the trunk and gets our luggage out. And I'm like, I don't see any hotels around here or resorts or water or any the things, right? And so I'm like, okay, just shh, you're telling yourself, just be quiet, and just let him be great. So we are walking up to the building and I'm standing on the porch like, what? Where are we? What is happening? I'm at this point, I'm thinking I'm being punked, or some people are in there and it's going to be a surprise, or people going to jump out. We can be like, woo, surprise, or something. Right. And so we open the door. It's like, I'm like, oh God, does he am I what is happening? I'm thinking
that door was definitely giving Adam's.
I was like, bro, I'm about to be abducted or something. I was just so confused. Is he sick of me? Is he just gonna throw me away? All of the things came to mind. Just what is that? Anyway, so I'm like, okay, let's just go with it, right? We walk in, the floor is like, I'm like, oh my God.
It was historic.
What is happening here? And so we come in, the lady is talking to us like I know what's going on. Like your room is available upstairs. I'm like, whose room is available upstairs? Where? Who are we talking? I was so confused. And so I'm just like, just be quiet. I just really didn't want to ruin the moment.
Right, wrap it up.
I didn't want I didn't want to ruin it for you because I'm like, I didn't want you to not ever do it again. I really was more concerned with how I responded to make sure that I didn't bruise your, I don't want to say ego, but I didn't want to bruise your first try. I just wanted to good job. But then it's not who we are. It's not who we are. We are very much open to saying how we feel and what we think about things. So as soon as that door closed, honey, I was like, what is that? What is happening? And so then he was like, I had no idea. I'm like, what?
but the reviews were great.
Yeah, I was like, okay. We went in the bathroom and the light bulb was blood red.
Oh yeah.
And so
apparently we had the red light special in the room for the night, and God knows what goes on in the red light special.
That thing
room.
Scared me so much. I didn't know what was happening. I really thought I don't know. Anyway, so all of that to say, make sure that I feel like you should just tell them what you like so that they don't have to take a stab at it.
Spell it out.
Because we have been married for what year was that?
Yeah, so Paisley's 3 now.
Right.
So this was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So we were on either 14 or 15 on our anniversary.
You know me better than
you know me better than that. But it's okay.
Yeah. And so I was
okay.
confused.
I was trying something new, trying something brand new. So
the people laughing. Like the people was laughing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to I felt like I should have said more to let you know what.
No, you didn't have to say anything. Like
no, I mean like before you planned it, maybe like.
Well, here's the thing. In December, you would have been about 5 to 6 months pregnant.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so that kind of limited any long distance travel, like airline.
No, it didn't.
For me,
you didn't want me to be unsafe. But for me, I went to California pregnant with Paisley at 8 months. Cause why? We flying. We flying. Or we good. If she's not ready to come, we flying. Right. However, at the time, I know that you were trying to make sure I was safe and things like that.
Yeah.
But I like massages and like
massages.
Saunas. Oh God, here we go.
Ooh.
Here we go.
She do like massages. Let's talk about these massages.
This is not what we came here to talk about.
No, it's not. But I like the direction that you are going tonight,
y'all.
So, what was it? Our last anniversary.
It was my birthday.
Was it your birthday? It was your birthday.
It was my birthday.
So, I decided to hear her out, and she said, "You know what? I just want a spa day."
Yeah.
Right. So
just the two of us.
Yeah.
We can make it.
So I sucked it up.
Yeah.
Booked the spa day. Stayed in a hotel the night.
It was phenomenal, wasn't it?
Yeah. So we got there. She has to go on her side, and I go through my side. Okay. I'm walking through, go to the showers, man. Listen. Let me tell you, I was not ready for walking in the spa locker room for none of that.
Tell the folks.
Now, I can't even tell them on social media.
You're gonna get blocked. You're gonna get blocked. But it was a gosh, I don't want to mess this up. It was a different cultural experience.
Okay, cultural.
Yes. And so in the locker rooms, people
they release it all.
They take, the baths and wash your body.
Yeah.
And then they have people who will scrub your skin really good and get you like really clean. Right. I mean, it is amazing.
Right.
But my husband, like we both go into the locker room,
right?
And like 2 minutes later, he called me like, "What did you take? What's taking you so long?
Yeah, let's go.
Get out of the locker room."
Listen,
and I'm
I had to be in and out.
I hadn't even done anything yet because
it was a whole Diddy party, like all up and through there. Like in my mind, like I have never been exposed to that.
I tell you what, he got what? Clean up out of there. Clean up out of there. Okay. Right. I mean, 10 seconds flat, clean up.
And maybe I've been sheltered. Like maybe I've been in the church all my life. So I didn't know what to expect. Right. I didn't know that, hey, this is what we do at the spa. We bear it all. You get the scrub, you do this. I didn't know none of that. So
needless to say, you didn't go back anymore.
No, just
what'd they say? Definitely said hilarious. Jamal said, I remember the story. Just free balling. Exactly. Hold on. Come off that. I can't see the comment.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. It says they aren't allowed to contaminate with outside clothes. So you got, yes.
Listen, exactly. I get it. And
exactly, because it's a cleansing experience. Because by the time you get through to the next part where you go through the different saunas and things like that, they want to make sure that you are clean and not bringing your germs in, especially, COVID was going around everything, like just wanting to clear all the things out. Anyways, so that's why you got to find out. I'm that kind of person that loves to go to the spa. He's that kind of person that loves to go to whatever that was. And
oh no, don't try to put that on me. Just listen.
I'm just playing. Listen. He was the same way. He was thinking like, oh, and tell him what you were thinking while watching me think it when you were walking through the house.
Huh?
Like, what were you thinking? Because you were on the other side, like you knew this was happening and what was going on, like what was unfolding in your mind as you walked in the house. Like, I've got to know.
Listen, I don't know.
Did you walk in there and think, I done messed up? And I know that. Like, yeah, did you think
I done messed up? I know.
Okay.
But you were like free as a bird, just out there.
No, I'm talking about the hotel in DC.
Oh,
like because you knew what was going on there. I didn't have any idea, but you knew that that's what we were doing. So, like, what were you thinking when you walked in?
This was a new experience. I didn't know what to expect. And then once we were there, I'm like, oh, this is what this is.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you just moved on with your life. Yeah, you were just like, well, let's do it.
I thought anywhere I am with you, it's a great experience.
I think you said that.
Yeah.
And I think I said that is very true. But can we see if they have another room in here?
Yeah.
And so we changed rooms.
Yeah.
And
So we left the red. We left the red light special. Yeah.
However, you look like a giant in there.
Right. So it was like
it was the attic room.
It was like 7-foot ceilings. It was the penthouse.
It was, yeah. and the ceiling was like right here.
So yeah, I touched the.
It was interesting.
It was great.
It was, it was an experience, and we thoroughly enjoyed it.
We actually got video clips of this spa date.
Oh gosh, we do, and we gotta release them. I've been meaning to like edit that spa day.
Y'all gotta see my reaction.
We'll be listing it so that you guys can see.
Y'all gotta see my reaction. All right, get back to the dates.
Back to what we were talking about. We were really supposed to be talking about finances, and somebody else said that we need to talk about couples that one is financially responsible and the other is not. So basically, in a marriage where one person, has good credit and like has learned how to manage their finances, and then maybe the other person is more of a impulse spender, right, and they just buy things just because, and it doesn't quite add up at the end of the month, and then now it's causing friction.
Right.
So like, what do you do with that? I feel like we know that very well.
Yeah, absolutely. So just like with any team sport, you have to use the person that has the strength. You got to use your star player in a star role so that you can win. It's not really about who's the better person, but who's the strongest person to take care of this responsibility. And you got to be open to know, like your wife, my wife is my helper, my helpmeet. So she helps administrate for me. She helps organize me. Like up here, my office, it was all over the place. And I say, hey, don't you want to help me out in my office? And do you not know, in one day, she was able to set order in the chaos that I had been walking past for the last, 6 to 9 to 12 months since I redecorated. But it's like I run 3 to 4 different businesses. So whatever hat I'm wearing that day, I'm like, just taking things off. Yeah. So that was finally starting to catch up with me. But she was able to come in and administrate. Sometimes you need to know your role and that person role. Like, hey, I need help in this area. I need her to come in, or I need him to take over. For me, I'm the financial one in our house because my wife has such a big heart that
I think it's shifted.
What?
Because in the beginning of our relationship, I had the better credit.
Yeah, you did.
And you were the frivolous spender and doing whatever you wanted to do.
I was the dreamer. Let me say that.
Yes.
So every time that I had an idea, I had to jump on a whim, trust God.
It was like walking in the locker room, like, you would just jump right on in there,
Yeah.
And so I would be like, maybe we should
take time.
Do a little more research on it before we just and so now he has gained a lot of strength in finances because of the
trial and error. Listen, once you bumped your head, touched the stove, burned your hand, you learn that, hey, I shouldn't do that anymore.
Exactly.
So in our 20s, I say it all the time, like we bumped our heads, we lost a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We tried a lot of stuff, and then you know what I learned to be focused.
Yeah.
I learned to be disciplined, even in the area of my dream. There are times where I will jump out of the boat and dream and go to, across the sea. And then there's certain times like, not now. That's not where we're headed.
Right.
So sometimes little projects that you think should take a week or a day, it takes a month,
right,
or 2 months, because I'm budgeting to get to the.
But the good thing about it is that it's growth, number one, but also it helps to see the other side. I feel like whenever we would have like the conversations about it, my conversation has now changed, right? So back in the day, whenever he would just jump on and dream, I would be like, why would you do that? Like, just like, come on, like, what was you thinking? Like, just more antagonizing. I didn't realize it. I wasn't doing it on purpose. I wasn't trying to like belittle him or like son him, like people would say, but he would be like, I'm not your kid. Like, you cannot tell me what to do, kind of thing. And so I realized that I had to change too in how I communicated, right? So then, like, fast forward to when he made a decision to purchase something large recently. And I said, okay. And I moved on. And he's like, well, what? Like, what is it? Like, now he's trying to get me to say what I was thinking about. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember? And I'm just like
last year.
Yeah. And I'm like, I just let you live in it. And then eventually you came back and said, you know what? I know that wasn't a good choice.
Right.
Right. And so then
it was selfish. It was me rationalizing because it was a desire of mine, not really allowing her to say yay or nay, to just be involved in the process.
But at the same time saying that I bought this for us, knowing full well you bought it for you. Hello?
It was for us, and it still is for us.
No, it's not. I like it, but it wasn't for us. It was for you. Here's the other thing. Like, there are times where one person wants something, and you wanted it for a long time. Do you want to tell people what it is?
No.
Okay. You wanted
guess.
One for a long time.
Let them wait.
And so, it's like, you do work really hard. And so I took all of those things into consideration, and I just, I just let you have it.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a balance, and really understanding the balance. The Bible says that hope deferred makes the heart sick. Like, at some point you're like, when is it going to be my turn to eat the fruit of my labor, or to enjoy the sweat that I've been giving and the support that I've been given, right? So, it's a balance. And sometimes you got to sit back and say, you know what? Now is the time, or not yet. Just be patient.
Right.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Listen, you out there, I want you to know that it's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Amen. It may not
be anxious for nothing. Be anxious for nothing. Don't let anxiety overtake you, because, listen, you've been given, like,
or FOMO.
Fear of missing out.
Fear of missing out.
listen.
Yeah.
I don't want to get all biblical on you, but listen, in due season, you're going to reap if you don't faint.
Come on here, somebody.
Don't quit. Don't give up.
Yes.
Listen, it's coming. So that's the motivational piece for the night.
Yeah, definitely. Because for us, it's like, I guess for me as a mom, I'm always like excited when my kids do things, or like when, like for me, that's fulfilling, but for you, it's not as fulfilling. So
it's not.
It's a different thing, and so you got to understand the people
to grow up, and I want them to get out.
See, that's a shame.
And,
but it's real. It's a real emotion. It's a real emotion because it's, again, all the things, you love them and you keep them and you have them close all the time, like you keep them right up under you. However, I think we all know at some point people retire, right? And you look forward to retiring and just relaxing and doing what you like to do. And so you try to put a little bit of that into right now, and then maybe it didn't fit yet.
You still talking about me?
I'm just saying, not you in general, the thing, or whoever.
I think that in today's society, we are overdosing on instant gratification.
Yeah.
And we don't understand how much more that delayed gratification will pay off if you delay that desire to something that's more feasible for right now, something that's more of an investment for right now. Mm-hmm. And this is why, I think budgeting is important. I think financial talk is important. You shouldn't only get financial advice from like gurus or what are those, the TED Talks or
motivational
speakers. Mm-hmm. Like, listen, you need to get that, especially if you are a believer. Like, there are certain principles in the Bible that you should live by. Yes. Hey, I am the lender and not the borrower. Why does everything that we do have to do with us taking out a loan or taking out some kind of payback situation when we can plan to acquire that with our resources, right? There are many ways, even now, that, I guess it's common knowledge that you can literally become your own bank. It's common knowledge that there are ways that you can do that. You can save money, your own money, instead of borrowing from somebody else's money. Listen.
Right. It's definitely an option.
It calls you the head and not the tail, right? Correct?
Right. Above only and not
above only and not beneath. Yes. So why do we keep putting ourselves beneath in situations?
Yeah, beneath debt.
Beneath that, right?
Yeah.
Why you become a slave to your desire? You become a slave to your desire.
Wow, we become slaves to our desires.
We become slaves to the thing that we want, the things that we gotta have, the things that we try to keep up with other people. We become a slave to that desire.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, 5 months down the line, 6 months down the line, 12 months down the line, when there's something else coming out, then you know what? You're like, I don't really think I need this as much as I needed it last year.
That's true. We do that with cell phones. You get a new cell phone and
the
moment that you purchase it, it's like obsolete. It's like, now you got to get a new one. Well, I have a 13 Pro Max.
Right.
And I will have it for a little while.
Right.
It just is what it is.
Until
the wheels fall off. Go on and say it. No, but there are times where we have to also realize we have to make preparation, because I feel like a lot of times we don't talk about it enough, about like trying to just figure out a way to say this, right? Like we're going to have all the things, right? But when do we start to stockpile, or like when do we start to make provisions to make sure we have things? Like store up some food, or like keep some rice around, like keep can some things, like start to learn things that we didn't learn in school, or things to just support your family in a way. Like even gardening, people don't realize that it takes like 30 to 60 days to grow something from a seed, which is a long time. You're gonna starve, like you're gonna be hungry. Now you can fast for about 40 days.
And I think people are starting to have this conversation. I know I've seen it a lot, that people are saving. When you read like some of the Old Testament scriptures, it really talk about accumulation, like how Abraham became great to very great, Isaac very great. They were accumulating. They were growing livestock. They were growing their family. They were building this unit. Noah building an ark. They all built something, and they didn't lose. Right. They didn't sacrifice all that they had. I think, like, we live life so thin today that you look around, you haven't accumulated nothing. You've given everything away for the next big thing.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So we have to learn to accumulate. We have to learn to be satisfied with what we have. Some of us, shoot, I wasn't going to even go here tonight, but do you know that there's a major company buying up all the residential and single family homes, and they're projecting in the next 10 to 20 years that 80% of residential homes are going to be owned by this entity. And they're really targeting people that can't afford to pay a mortgage, or those that have really bad credit, right? Because they just see the need that since you won't be able to buy a house, you're going to have to pay a rent,
and a higher rent,
right?
Or you're going to be poor. And so that's why, like, they're trying to weed out the middle class. And honey, get ready for it. Like,
so this is what I really wanted to talk about tonight. Like, 50 years ago, the middle class was anybody that made $5,000.
A what? Per
year.
Jesus. I mean, I knew.
No. Excuse me. I misspoke. It was $3,000 per year. $3,000 per year. The average house costs $5,000.
And you can't live off that nowhere. Not here in America, anyway. No. You could make $3,000 begging for money on the corner.
I think 20 years ago, the middle income was $30,000, right? So now, to even be considered middle class, you got to make anywhere from $108,000 to $150,000 a year to be considered middle class.
Wow!
But we're paying $8 for a biggie bag.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy out here.
So the way that the middle class has silently been eradicated, and everybody's living their best life, and under your nose, people is losing land, losing property, while we are taking exotic vacations. Listen, I'm about living balance, so go on the vacation, but make sure that you also are planning and saving and setting aside for home ownership, right? Land ownership.
Yes.
Business ownership.
And I think we definitely need to get back into, like, families buying things together. Because like, we could cover so much more ground if we put our money together and, like, buy things. But I mean, then you run into people disagreeing and arguments. I think that's really why people stop doing it. But we've got to, like, get into the mind frame that, like, a compound, right? Like a family compound where we can help each other out, because, oh my gosh, let's talk about how it's rough finding people to watch your kids. Okay. I saw a story the other day that said this lady had gone on a cruise for 7 days and left her children, who were 6 and 8, at home in her apartment while she went on this cruise. So 6 and 8 is really young, crazy. Right? Which is hard for me because, I mean, my son is 16, and so it's a different situation. But, like, if we do 6 and 8 at home, and you are, like, on a cruise, that's really rough, right? So I think the problem is not. One of the problems is that you just shouldn't do it. Right. However, we don't have community where we trust people with our children, or, like, I really don't know what was going through her mind. Like, I don't know if it was a trust issue with people, or if people were not available. I really don't know anything about the story outside of the details.
Listen, my personal opinion was it sounded like she got flued out.
And he didn't know she had kids. I don't know.
She was living her best life, and in her mind thought it was like, I got cameras. They need to talk to me.
She was calling them on FaceTime.
Yeah, but in the 6 and 8, and listen, we came up in a latchkey generation. I remember, getting off the bus, going in the house, and we were there. We were cool.
We were,
even if mom wasn't there. But that was 3 to 4 hours out of the day, not 5 days, 6 days.
Yeah,
that you're gone for a 6 to 8-year-old. And guess what? They said that house was tore up. Listen, I get nervous leaving the house with Paisley. Here for any amount of time.
An hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Because she will tear it up.
She will flip it out. Flip the table.
So, but I believe it stems from us not having community like we used to, like neighborhoods. People had neighborhood kids. We had kids. We could just go outside and the neighbors would watch over us and make sure we was safe, or like call our parents or say something. Like we just had more community. I don't know what it is that
I think a lot of people are realizing that even in this like time of exposure, that everybody's not a solid or a trusted individual. And I think
or we just all so busy. Like everybody is busy. We all got something we doing. We all got something to do. Life is much busier now, I think, than it used to be. You think so?
I think we just chasing a rabbit.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like we booked. So I think that's the rough part.
Well,
so what do you do, right? Do you get a nanny? Like, do you pay for a nanny? Do you
which is a complete stranger, and you have to trust that their professional integrity means something to them.
Exactly. Which is rough. It's hard out here. It's hard out here for childcare. Just saying. Yeah.
Okay. I hear you.
So, a segue. We definitely just have to get back to the roots on making sure that we are stockpiling something, having something ready in case, like pack a bag, like an emergency bag, in case you gotta flee from your house. Like with all of the weather changes and things like that, we don't realize, like, what if it floods like tonight and then now we have nowhere to go?
Right.
What do you do? Like if you have a book bag packed with like your passports and stuff like that inside of a plastic bag, inside of a bag with like changes of clothes and things like that you can like grab and go. Yeah. I think that's a really good thing to do, store that. Also make it, and it's not that we're living life in fear, but we are saying to be prepared for anything.
Pay attention to what's going on around you. I noticed that a lot of celebrities are selling their mansions, and you know what they're doing? They're building bunkers underground. What was that movie that came out a few months ago? Leave the World Behind.
Is it Leave the World Behind?
Leave the World Behind.
I forgot what it's called, but y'all know what we're talking about.
Yeah, well, all the
Teslas was running into each other. Yes.
The ship coming up on land. What are they trying to say? What is the picture being painted? Right?
Yeah.
So definitely being aware. I think a lot of what's happening now is silently happening, and you got to pay attention to what's going on around you. So learning that skill is important to do in church, like while you're serving God and while you're being and celebrating the soon coming King and being heaven ready. Make sure that you're
earthly ready.
Yeah, that you're ready for what's happening. The scripture says to occupy until I come. So don't dig a hole and put your head in it. You need to be out here on your game, preparing and occupy, getting stuff prepared. Yeah. One of the major things that promoted Joseph was crisis. And his ability to solve problems during crisis. You know that dream that you have about being wealthy? It might just be related to crisis, to something going horribly wrong that you can have an answer or solution and fix that problem.
That's
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So pay attention. That dream that you have,
yeah.
You know, that idea that you have. A lot of people, I know that there's a shift with jobs because artificial intelligence is literally taking on the heavy lifting right now, right?
Yeah.
So some of those administrative duties that were celebrated over the last
I remember
20
when you used to hire somebody to make you a resume or hire somebody to like dictate or like write that what is it like dictate. Remember that app that used to
Dragon
dictation and then it would type out everything. Like AI is changing a lot of jobs. Think about all the things that we hire people to do mentally that now AI can do it.
Right.
And so that's cutting out a lot of jobs as well. And so if you are in a position where you do this thing for work and you're losing opportunities, gain you another trade or skill or something. Like figure out another way.
Trades are huge. And I said this probably about 4 or 5 years ago that trade jobs will be some of the highest grossing jobs that we have in the future. And it's amazing me the price that a plumber can charge, an electrician can charge, a contractor can charge to come and change a light bulb is astronomical because this generation don't know how to do nothing.
Don't know how to do nothing. Somebody came in here and said that they were going to change that little dude on the toilet for me for like $200. I was like, sir, excuse me. The little flash toilet, dude, like the little thing inside, like the little clip holding the pulley situation. I don't know what it's called. But pulling up the little to get the water down. $200. Sir, excuse me, I'm going to Lowe's. I went to Lowe's and got the clip for like $7 and did it myself. This is crazy. But because people don't know what it takes, they told us it was going to cost us how much to change the toilets. Like they were going to take the toilets off and re-put them on for like $300 and something.
It was either between $400 to $700 a piece
to put a toilet on the floor. No. I'm gonna call somebody else. Okay, I'll get somebody else to do it.
Get somebody else to do it.
It's crazy, but that's what we're living in now, where people don't have a lot of experience with trade. A lot of people are just doing technical things, right? Like AI
the gift of gab, social media, influencer. Everybody's an influencer.
Everybody's an influencer, or everybody's like making money selling something online. Right. Visit my Amazon storefront while we're talking about it. We are the Perkins Amazon storefront. If you wanted to, but that's what people are getting into and making a lot of money doing it.
Dr. Day, good to see you.
It's off of something that other people want to do anyway. Like you're going to buy something on Amazon anyway, you might as well buy it with my code at We Are the Perkins on Amazon, Amazon storefronts. However, that's how people are making money now. So people are not really focusing on toilets and things like that.
Check this out. He said, I know you flushed that idea right down the drain, didn't you?
And did. Right on down the drain because I know better. Like I've been here a long time. Right. Now you catch somebody who only been here about and been an adult for like 5 years. Yeah. They're gonna give you the money because they don't know the value.
Oh, it costs that much. It's almost like it's this old joke about having a young female go to the mechanic shop.
Exactly.
And
they tack on all of this stuff for you to pay for.
You go for oil change. It's like, does it still work?
Yeah. Oh, you need alternator. What's that thing called? You say that you messed up.
A rack and pinion.
You need a rack and pinion. Somebody told me that one time. Yeah, you need a rack and pinion. What is that?
Rack and
That's
pinion.
only like $800. You can keep it. I'ma just go let it be. And because we were fine when we got here.
Rack and pinion.
Change my oil so I can go. But that's how it happens. People bank on the fact that you don't have knowledge in an area.
Right.
When we live in an area and time of technology to know what it takes. Like I'm a YouTube it first and see if I can do it.
Right.
Because like my computer that's broken, I YouTube like if I could change the screen because I can change a phone screen hands down. Now, when I YouTube the screen for my computer, I'm not really sure if I trust me that much, but I'm thinking about it, right? Because we have access, but sometimes we don't realize that we can just use the access to save us some money.
Yeah.
So that's all we're saying is save some money and
be resourceful. Go back to school or take a class.
Yeah.
But it's going to be important to find out how to make it work without the inflation.
Yeah.
Like if you don't want to pay the new normal, you're going to have to figure out how to resource and network within our community to make it work.
Yeah.
What you got? What were the last questions?
So the last thing, Private Day has said grace and peace to us because we didn't ever go back and say, hey, grace and peace to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. You, sir. Yes, safe travels. And Jamila had said, be ready.
Right.
When we were talking about, just being prepared and getting things together, which is so true to just, we just got to be ready. We can't be getting ready. Just like the virgins who didn't have their oil when they needed to, right?
Yeah, they didn't have enough. They ran out.
Yeah, they didn't have their oil when it was time to have oil. Like they had oil, but they was just letting it burn. Let it burn. All right, ignore me. I'm a little older. But yes, they used to, like, we have to realize that we have to have our oil when we need it. Don't just use it up before the time comes. So don't eat your seed, right? It's so many things that tell us to save something, and don't use it all. In our culture, a lot of times we definitely do that. Like we burn the candle on both ends. It's like robbing Peter to pay Paul. Y'all know how it goes. It's balance. Like, gotta make sure we have just enough to make it, when in actuality we need to have surplus in many of our areas of our life. But for me, it's food. Make sure you got something, girl. Plant some, or sir, plant you some potatoes or tomatoes, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, hog, malt, whatever it is that you do, stockpile it.
Right. And I love, like, being from both worlds. I have family from the country and I have a family that's from the city. So I've been around a garden. I've been around farms. Like I have an uncle right now I can call if she wasn't vegan, that we could have a whole
deer. You could about pig, deer, sausage, deer jerky, deer,
everything. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna eat the plants. I'm gonna eat the plants. I'm gonna stick to the plants.
Yeah.
That's just me right now, right? I can't forever say that I'm gonna do that. However, right now I'm sticking to plants. However,
say you Dr. Date.
Learning to can things like that are things that I'm starting to do. Like I feel like it's nothing new under the sun, right? We're just kind of circling back to realizing that these things did work. But now we have YouTube where you can make sure that your canning works and that it's not like, just passed down, because sometimes those things had bacteria in the jars and they didn't really know how much bacteria was in there. It's just some things that, we can fine tune now that we know can work. And just, can a little bit and store up some stuff, get a little lesson from the Amish. They, live off the grid. I would love to do that. People not trying to hear me though, just live off the grid, get you a solar panel, some goats.
If she had her way, we would be somewhere in an RV talking about, hey y'all. On a mobile Wi-Fi hotspot.
Wisconsin. We're in California, right here on the beach. Like
we're in the Grand Canyon.
Yes. That's a blessing. You could just be anywhere.
Yeah.
He is not here for it. But that's who I am, and that's why he keeps me grounded, literally.
Grounded.
On the ground. Here.
On the ground. Locked in.
With studs.
What do
you call these things? In the ground.
Anchors.
Like the house things. Like the house is on, like the foundation. Maybe it's studs. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, he keeps me grounded.
Yeah.
And I would love to be on wheels. Or in the
Listen, so we rented an RV for a weekend
We did.
Not my jam.
It was amazing.
Yeah, because you don't have to do none of the side work. You didn't have to go to the park to dump all that refuse. You didn't have to do any of that. Right. True. You just had to ride and put AC on and let you kick your feet up.
Yeah, and the kids could just do what they wanted to do and like walk around while we're driving. I don't have to be like, get your seatbelt. It was just like amazing. I love the experience.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, at this point, guys, we're just kind of like
get somebody else to do it.
Treading on into the no man's land. But you know, we definitely appreciate you guys coming in and chatting with us. We have a few things coming up and we wanted to make sure we share them with you guys. Yep. If you don't know, we have his birthday / live recording coming up. Hey. This is what we need, that applause, like yes. It's on June 8th. And what time is it gonna be?
5 p.m. I would love for you to be my special guest, June 8th. Yes. For the live recording.
Where can I get their tickets?
RobPerkinsJr.com. RobPerkinsJr.com.
Amen.
Right?
Yeah.
Go get it. If you just want to come to the concert, it's one price. If you want to stay after for the dinner and the party and the celebration, then there's another ticket. I would love to see you in the place. I had a call that somebody is bringing their church van,
yes,
to the recording.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
Their bus. It was their church bus to the recording. Yeah. I'm so excited.
I'm excited about it. Like,
it's amazing.
Like the anticipation,
the support is there. I just love it. I'm so excited about, people loving on my husband, because if you don't know anything else about my husband, you know that he will serve. Like, he is a servant. He has a servant's heart, and I absolutely love that about him. And it definitely has blessed our lives. And so it's a blessing to see people give back into him and to show up for him and to be there, because he loves to see people. He loves for people to be around. I remember when his mom passed, and I'm like, okay, let's take a break, and maybe you need to sit down for a little while and just do something. He's like, no, I need to go where the people are. Like, I need to go be with my people, because that's what helps him to cope and to to live. Okay. And so it really is refreshing to see people pouring out the support, saying they're coming, buying their tickets and things like that. So if you are coming, make sure you go ahead and buy your ticket now. Save you a plate, honey, because don't get there and we have no plate for you. Talking about I paid at the door. We don't have no plate at the door. So let us know that you're gonna buy a ticket now, so that we can make sure that we have a plate for you, honey, because we want to keep it hot, because it's gonna be good. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. But yeah, head on over to RobPerkinsJr.com, and also make sure you guys like and share this video. Make sure you follow us, because then you'll see when we come on live again. And also make sure you follow us at We Are the Perkins on YouTube, because we'll be putting some content on there as well. It's just a great time to start to follow, because we're starting to like get back in the groove of sharing. And also let us know in the comment section things that you want us to talk about and cover, because we would love to know what you guys need to hear. Yeah.
That's a lot. Thank you. You did a great job.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Great job. And I'm going back to I want to close this thought out. Mm-hmm. Going back to the live recording. Like, I know the impact that worship has on the individual, on a community.
Yes.
I noticed that there have been a string of murders just in our community alone of teenagers. Yeah, 15, 16, 17 years old, losing their lives to gun violence. Yes. And it's like, we need to heal.
Yes. As a community.
We need to go to God. Yeah. And some of this stuff is systematic. Like, we allow the behavior, and then we wonder why we get that outcome.
Exactly.
So we definitely need to turn to God, and build our families, build our communities up. So listen, more than just a birthday celebration, I want to use this night of worship as an opportunity to heal, to come together, to support, to celebrate, and to demonstrate what unity looks like within the body of Christ, within the city, the local community, and just listen. This is my prayer that it will impact and change lives.
Yes. Yeah. And we want to make sure that like fathers come out, right? Because our young guys who are killing each other in the streets and things like that don't really have role models and people to show them and teach them the ways of the world, and like how do you deal with your anger, how do you handle situations. It's not like punch first or shoot first or whatever. There's really not a lot of people doing that. But also in the church, a lot of times the perception is that it's mostly women, and so we need to make sure that we are showing up with our husbands and with the men in our community so that the young people can see the pillars in the guys that we have available. Like real guys love God. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all know what the stigma is, but I'm saying that real men love God first, and they love God first, and they love their families, and then they love their communities. And that is just the way the world should be. So I will say, for me, I would love to see the men hit hard, come out, support your brother, and just be an example to our young guys, which I'm excited about as well. I don't know if y'all know, we go to United Nations, and so we have a huge movement of teenagers, young adults, just loving on God, and I just love how they are doing it. They're going to college campuses and going to different places to minister and let people know that this is cool. Like this. This is where it's at. Y'all need to get on board, or you're gonna be left. Hello. Yeah. So make sure that we support things like that and send our young boys there so that they can be empowered and we can grow as a community.
All right.
What you looking at? Who said something?
Awesome. Hey, good to see you.
Hey.
Our sister from Texas.
Yes.
All right, so that we've reached an hour.
Oh wow.
Wow, you did a lot of talking tonight.
I think that was you.
No, I'm pretty sure it was you.
I don't know.
I think I had like 15 minutes. Like 45 minutes worth on you. It's the 1-to-4 ratio.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're gonna go back and watch the replay and find out.
Oh, I know. If I was a betting man, I say it was you.
I think it was you.
I know it was you.
I know it was
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Your replay viewer, thank you for joining us. Put your comments below. We love to stay engaged. We do go back periodically and check on the newer comments. So we'd love to hear from you. Get your feedback. All right.
Yeah. So we will talk. We can get a singing live in here. Mine just keeps protesting.
It's almost ready.
See, I just want to bust into song.
Yeah.
And he want to rehearse, and so battle of the minds.
Listen, I got this live recording on my brain, so things have to be right.
I'm like, just bust out.
She like, just do it.
Sing like the people are listening.
Okay.
It was weird, y'all. I know it was. I am, in a phase that's like, I just want to sing.
Just sing.
I just want to sing, and so. Let me sing. I'm gonna join me a choir, but the people gonna let me sing.
Okay. God bless you.
He got his finger on the trigger, y'all. He trying to make me leave. I'm gonna see y'all next time.
See y'all.
We gonna talk to y'all soon.